Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. I wanted to apologize for not uploading any videos recently this week. I have been reconfiguring my let me turn this fan off. I have been reconfiguring my software on my computers. As you know, I rebuilt my laptop, and my laptop had Windows 7 and I was offered a free upgrade to Windows 10, and since my wife's laptop and my desktop computer have Windows Vista, the support for that was expiring soon, so I wanted the opportunity, since I had a little bit of funds available, to upgrade those. So what I did is I found on eBay Windows upgrades from Vista to 7, and then that way when I loaded 7 on, I got a disc for the desktop and a separate disc for the laptop, and then that way they each come with their own license. When I loaded Windows 7, it offered free upgrades from Windows 10, so now all 3 computers are Windows 10, and unfortunately, when I reconfigure a computer, it takes a long time. It takes like upwards of 2 days per computer to do that for me, because I want to make sure that I back up all my files and they're all saved. And when I put my files back on, I'm not duplicating them and stuff. So it's a process. So anyway, that's why I haven't been online for about a week and a half. Updates coming. I'll be doing videos on showing you the baby bunnies. Their eyes are wide open now, and I'll be try to produce a video today. I'm going to answer some questions from my viewers today. Of course, I'm having this contest, so be sure you leave a comment on the contest video and make a recommendation of what kind of videos you'd like to see from me. So right now, I'm just going to go through here and answer some of these video questions so I don't get really backed up on them, and that's what we're going to do right now. One of my viewers, Sarah Fraker, she asks, I can't wait for the bunny's eyes to open. No ducklings this year. Bunny eyes are open. I'll be producing a video. Okay. Ducklings, no. My ducks are bad mummies. They don't really get broody and sit on their eggs like they should, so you kind of have to help them out and put their eggs in a brooder or in an incubator. As an earlier attempt, I tried to hatch some duck eggs out, and the thermostat broke on the incubator, and it was a huge fail, big disappointment. So I went on eBay and I ordered a new thermostat, and I'm upgrading. So I got a digital thermostat. This is actually it's $17, but it's a lot cheaper than what Little Giant is selling for their incubators. This is an aquarium incubator, but it'll work just the same on my regular incubators. So I'm going to get that set in today and collect the duck eggs and put them in. We'll get duck eggs going most likely today, so that'll be another video. So thank you for that, Sarah. She also asks, she wants to see more duck and goose videos, and why do I have them, and how do you select the breeds? I've always had pet ducks. Since I was a little kid, I've always had pet ducks around. Growing up most of my life. I love ducks. I enjoy them. I think they're pretty funny. They're very entertaining. I chose the breed of duck this time as I stuck with a Pekin. It's the same as the Aflac duck you'll see in the Aflac commercials. The Pekin I chose because of their size. If I ever butcher them and dress them for the table, I got a nice, good meal for them. And they also make a good all-around bird to be able to barter with if it ever comes to that we have something to barter with. People like big. And big is not necessarily all that great, but I like the Pekin ducks. They're what I am raising right now. The goose I'm raising is called the American Buff Goose. It's a heritage breed. It's a medium-sized goose. It's not the giant like the Emden or the Tulis. I chose them because, well, they're a heritage breed. They almost went extinct. There's about 500 breeding pair left in the world. I had 6 pair. Unfortunately, you saw in a previous video, I lost 6 birds. And that was unfortunate to a predator. And I think I found the predator today. I saw the ducks and the chickens behaving quite erratically, and the geese were heading for the pond, and the chickens were heading for cover. And I looked out, and there was a dog in the goose pen. I had one goose laying on the nest. Thank goodness the dog didn't get to the goose or the eggs, but the dog did jump the fence, so I know it's coming over the fence, and I know who has the dog. So I grabbed my cup of coffee, got dressed, put my coat on, and walked over to the neighbor's house, and was able to be very diplomatic about it. I know dogs, by instinct and nature, they're going to do what dogs do. I love dogs. I don't want to shoot a dog. In our county, as in most counties, if a dog is killing livestock, you have the right to shoot them. Well, I don't want to shoot anybody's dog. I want to try to be a good neighbor. I haven't really met these people officially, but they seem like nice folk, and I want to be a good neighbor. So, being as diplomatic as possible, I went over and I talked to them about their dog and what he's done, or what she has done. And they felt really bad about it, so they promised me they would keep her tied up. Now, this was the second time I talked to them about their dog. And so now they promised me they'd tie her up. And I appreciate them taking the effort of keeping their dog restrained. If they were otherwise come back with a different answer telling me to get off their land, then I would be forced to say, okay, well, hey, I have to call the county animal control and let them deal with it. But these people were really good, and they're apologetic, so we're all good. Besides, I found out they're master mechanics, and boy, do I have a need for a master mechanic, because there's a couple of things on my vehicles I just are beyond my mind. I don't know how to figure it out, so I talked to them about that, and I'll be able to do some bartering with them. So it's good to have good neighbors. Besides, you know, as a homestead wisdom, I would impart, do what you can to keep a good relationship with your neighbors. If something like this comes up, try to be as diplomatic as possible, because a time may come where you're going to have to rely on one another, the neighbors, the small community in the rural areas. It's not a good thing to make enemies, especially of your neighbors. So do your best to try to make good friends with your neighbors. And but if you have to shoot the dog, I mean, you know, you have to make that choice. I live with my choices. So that's what happened, and that's the kind of geese, the reason why I raised the American buff geese, because they were going extinct, and I decided to raise them. And I like geese. They're fun to watch. They're quite they're quite the character. Another question from Square Enix. Oh, he commented on another video. Let's go on to just the contest video. Congratulations. I loved your story since okay. These people really like watching my videos. I appreciate that. Apparently some of you live in urban and you don't have the resources or even the energy to be able to do what I'm doing. So some of them have confessed they're living vicariously through my videos. Oh, that's very kind. I hope I don't let you guys down. Let's see. Every video you produce is giving me insight, knowledge, inspiration, entertainment. Please do some videos on filling a homestead pantry most efficiently. How do you plan your garden to provide for family and animals? I've only been on Pine Meadows Hobby Farm for 2.5 years. Most of my time and energy has been getting the house together and functional, and the infrastructure like the barn and the chicken coop, and getting the pens built and the other things for livestock. So I've been focusing primarily on livestock. I tried a garden over here for the first time, and I put in raised beds out of necessity because of the rock that was shallow in the yard. I couldn't sink fence posts, so I will have a combination of beddings as far as the gardens go. That's evolving. The garden thing is evolving. I want to do a back to Eden style garden on the main part of the garden. I really like the way that is pretty much hands-free, if you will. Not a whole lot of labor-intensive cultivation to grow your food. So I'm going to be focusing and trying to get that done. The back to Eden style garden. And filling a pantry. Well, I don't have a pantry. We have cupboards in the kitchen that came with the manufactured home. I do have, I was really blessed. My neighbors across the street completely renovated their kitchen. And so they gave me all their kitchen cabinets. And they have a triple wide mobile home over there. It's much newer than my double wide I have here. And so it had high-end oak cabinets and cupboards. And so they, instead of hauling them to the dump, I asked them if I could have them. They gave me a whole kitchen. Brand new kitchen cabinets and cupboards. So I'm looking right now to try to figure out how to clean them up, you know, because it's got kitchen oils and grease that build up after a couple of years. We want to get them restored and stuff, and I'm going to be renovating our kitchen and giving my wife a brand new kitchen. With this comes 2 pantries, you know, those great big tall pantry cupboard things. So I'm going to be configuring our kitchen with that. It even comes with an island. My kitchen's big enough to accommodate an island too. So my wife is just tickled pink with that. So pantry will be coming up soon once I get it renovated. My canning I just stick in the cupboard, and we're still eating on the blackberry jam I made. I still have a bunch of canned vegetables like my corn. I have frozen vegetables like the corn and carrots. And I have some zucchini. I have a bunch of stuff we're still using that's just stuffed here and there in the cupboards. So we utilize the spaces we had with what, you know, to store food. But as far as that goes, I hope that answers your question. We will have a pantry in the future, and I'll evolve on that. So stay tuned. Another question. Here's a full-time RVer wants some land to go homesteading like I am, but zoning requirements are killing him. If zoning requirements are really outside of your ability, is it possible to look in the next county, the neighboring county? I know where I live, the zoning regulations differ from county to county, but you have your general state building codes, which everybody has to abide by. And then each county, some are more socialistic, communistic, if you will, intrusive than others. Others are more lax. So look around the neighboring county. If you can't move out of the area because of a job, look in a neighboring county and consider your commute. And don't be don't feel like you're restricted to that site. And then you can see my video series on how to build a homestead on a budget, and that'll give you an idea on how I actually found my property and bought it for really cheap without any money in my bank account. Another video request. Cardboard. Let me find one. Lots to learn. Just goes about. Okay. Somebody likes the. Oh yeah. Suburban Plantation. He says, as you know, I think you do an awesome job producing videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate that compliment. And the best tip was the BBC series of Victorian Farm, Edwardian Farm, War Farm. You know what? I really thoroughly enjoyed those series, and I feel that since I enjoy something a lot and I can glean a lot of valuable information from this video series, I'm going to share that information with you, because I know there's people just like me with the same mindset out there and the same passion as me, because that's why you're watching my channel, that this would be valuable information to pass along. So as I find more, I will do them. I mainly will do these during the winter months when you're stoved up inside the house most of the time, so you have sedentary time to be able to sit and watch. I know in the spring, fall, and summer months, you're busy on the farm, just trying to get farm life done. I don't have any time to watch TV. I'm so busy doing other things. But when I sit down and I get a chance, I stumble across these, and I'm actually doing research, stumble across these, and it's like, oh man, there's some valuable information in there I know my viewers would love to see. So thank you for that. Somebody else wants to see more videos on how to live on a tight budget. Absolutely, yeah. I'll just keep going, plugging away, and sharing with you guys my tips and tricks on saving money here and there. Somebody likes almost all of my videos. That's okay. All of my videos not for everybody. I know there's a lot of videos out there I'm not interested in. I just, I go to a channel, I see there's some videos I really like and I'm interested in. There's other videos that they produce and I'm not really that interested in them at this time. I may be in the future, but at this time, I get it. It's okay. I understand. Cool to see how the average person can make repairs and save money. I'm glad I'm able to show you guys that. I mean, I virtually have no knowledge or understanding on how to do a lot of the things here on the hobby farm. I'm fumbling through and learning by trial and error, but most of all, I'm learning a lot by your trial and error. Those of you who do post your videos on YouTube, I glean so much from the University of YouTube. You can't imagine. I can't afford to go down and buy a bunch of books and read up on books and try to figure out how to do something. So I rely on real people doing the real things and showing us how it's doing or failing on YouTube. And I like the authenticity of it. I really appreciate that. And that's why I love the University of YouTube. Your videos are great. Okay. Oh, more ideas on how to get free and low-cost building materials and some tips for those who have limited experience in construction would be appreciated. Well, I'm in the same boat as you. I have limited experience, but like I said, University of YouTube, I learned how to actually build the cement footing and the cement block foundation on my home simply by just watching YouTube channels. I watch a series of YouTube channels, a bunch of different ones, so I can get a general idea on not just one way of doing it. I can get a collective way of doing something, and making sure that when I do it right. And I take my time at doing everything I do. You guys don't know how much time I actually take and sit back and look at something before I actually launch in and do it. I do a lot of research and a lot of forethought. Next question. They would like to see, let's see, Christine Davis would like to see, would like to hear and see how we are still living on a budget and how we are able to build the buildings. I don't throw much away, and I put the word out when I need something. It usually gets around, and I get word that somebody's moving, they need to clean up their place, they let me know they have a bunch of stuff to give me just to haul it off, and that's how I take advantage of it. Just put the word out. You don't get if you don't ask. And also there's Craigslist. Just look on the free ads. People are always giving away free building material on Craigslist, and you've got to have the ability to look at something and see past what it is, but see it for what it could be. Mainly get a general overview idea on what you want on your hobby farm or your homestead. And then in each individual category, you got to figure out what materials in general you're going to need. Like, for instance, my barn is a good example. I collected a bunch of material, and there was some reconstruction going on at this place, and they gave me all this corrugated metal. And so it's like, great, I'll stack it up, clean it up, and stack it neatly, and maybe someday I'll find a purpose for it, but at least I have it because I know how expensive that is. So I stored it, I saved it, and then when I got a bunch of collected material together, I decided, well, I need a barn. I didn't know what shape the barn was going to be. I didn't know how big the barn was going to be. So in my mind, I decided I need a barn. So what's this barn going to be used for? I need a place to store and keep grass, hay, and alfalfa dry. But I don't need a whole lot of space. And then I need a space for primarily to use for goats and animal husbandry. So I didn't need a big barn. So what I did is I looked at the material I had, and I measured it all, counted my pieces, sat down at my desk, and looked at the material I had, and looked at the easiest way and the most efficient way to build a structure. Basically, you want 4 walls and a roof. And that's what dictated the structure itself. Now, the shape of the barn was dictated by the size of material I had available. Since the walls of my barn were 4 feet high, there's a reason for that. And the roof panels are 4 feet each. There's a reason for that because I only had so much material. And I figured if I can have so many long pieces of material, but I don't have enough to build a barn 12 by 12, I can cut them down and make a space big enough where I could divide a 12-foot long piece into thirds and come up with 3 4-foot pieces, which would give me more material to build a bigger space. So kind of be creative and put a lot of thought in. That's what dictated the size and shape of my barn, is the size and quantity of material I had. Somebody wants to see anything chickens. Okay, I'll come up with more chicken videos, no problem. Somebody else wants to say, so greatly enjoyed any of my chicken videos, more chickens. I also enjoy your projects and how you manage to build what you need with either no money or very little. Okay, we just covered that. Somebody's asking me how I did my, let's see, I love all your animal, let's see. Riley Stanley says, I love all your animal videos. The videos I would like to see are poultry videos. And how are your chicken eggs in your incubator, and have any geese or duck eggs started to sit? A goose has sat on, is sitting on a nest right now. Another goose is sitting part-time. I have 3 female geese and 2 ganders left in my flock. So 2 of those geese are actually sitting. Ducks aren't sitting. I just checked on the chickens this morning, and 1 hen is sitting. So she's got a clutch of eggs she's going. Plus, I have 31 eggs in the incubator that are hatching right now. And they're due to hatch out on, let's see, March 14th. Unbeknownst to you guys, I have been in the process of producing another video of the 40 eggs that I put into my incubator. But this video is just going to be a compilation of the whole incubation process. So when the chicks hatch out of that, I will then produce the video on that. So stay tuned. JJ Boone, he says, good job, rock lobster. I didn't know what rock lobster was. I actually had to Google it. Rock lobster. We here in the Pacific Northwest call them crawdads. That's what I found out what they are. Yes, I actually have had plans to go get my angling license, because here you have to have an angler's license, and build some traps. And there's a stream just a mile up the road from me, and I'm going to go throw some traps in there and catch some minnows and crawdads, rock lobster, and I want to stock them in my pond. I have had, there's a campground, about 14 miles up the road. It's a free campground. We usually go camping up there, and we harvest the crawdads out of the creek, and we boil them up and eat their tails. And they're just little lobster, like Longastine lobster. They're pretty good. You know, we've had them before. Here's another. Somebody wants to see me finish my hydropower setup. Yes, I want to see me finish my hydropower project too. Problem is funds. There are 4 main pieces I have yet to get in for the hydropower system, and then I can put it together. It's a couple of 3 pulleys and the shaft, and then 2 they're called pillow bearings. That's all I need, and I can put it together and get it operational. So I'm kind of waiting for some funds, because I'm thinking I have to buy them unless I find a source. I can go get some stuff for free and put it together. But that's it. My buddy Steve Davis over at Off-Grid Homestead, he was going to come over, and we're going to set up my welder that I don't know how to use, the little welder I got free from the an estate cleanup, and he's going to show me how to weld that thing together. So if you're watching this, Steve, thanks. Alright, another question. Oh, yes! Carlos Smith. I have really enjoyed your journey as you develop your homestead. I would like to see a greenhouse build, a smokehouse, a nice root cellar. Keep up the great job. I also recommended your channel to Big Family Homestead on their Sunday blog. Thank you, Carlos. That was very kind of you. I'm actually a subscriber to Brad and his family, his little YouTube channel over there. I've been a subscriber since he first started his channel. He's got a lot of neat stuff going on. Coincidentally, I have a bunch of windows and about 8 sliding glass doors. I'm just trying to collect the material, the wood material to frame build a frame to attach all this stuff to build the greenhouse. But yes, there's a greenhouse in the future. I can't say when. I'm still collecting the material, but there is a greenhouse in the future. Smokehouse. I've actually been over the last month researching on YouTube on smokehouses, and I found a wonderful smokehouse design I'm going to be building. Root cellar. Since day one, I've been planning a root cellar. I don't think I'm ambitious enough to get out there and dig it by hand. It's a lot of digging. I'm waiting to find a buddy who has a backhoe who we can barter with to come over and dig me a hole. And I got a buddy up the road. He was going to do that for me, but I just got to wait till his health gets a little bit better, and we'll work out a deal on that. But yes, I would love nothing better than to build a root cellar. Then if I got the root cellar, that will be my pantry, huh? Alright, let's see. Barbara says, love this type of material. Thank you, Barbara. Suggestion for a future video, preserving the fruits of your labors. Okay. I've got all the equipment I need for preservation. I got a food dehydrator also I haven't used yet. I would like to learn how to use. And that's another project I want to build. Is use some of this glass and stuff that I have. And I want to build an outdoor solar food dehydrator, dryer. I've seen those. I really want to build one. That way it doesn't use any electricity. It's done naturally. I also want to build one of those outdoor ovens. I have 5 of those Fresnel lenses. I only need one. My brother-in-law gave me a bunch of them. And I want to use it to actually heat the oven. Instead of using wood, I use a container of lava rock. I live in a volcanic area, so we have lava rock everywhere. Heat the lava rock, which transfers the heat to the oven. And you can bake in the oven for up to about a week. Different things at different stages as the heat is discharged. You can bake different things in this big outdoor ovens. Those things are wonderful. I do want to build one of those. And I got other plans with that Fresnel lens too. Somebody wants to see me use pallets. Definitely. I want to use pallets. I want to go get pallets. Unfortunately, I don't have a working pickup. And if I had a Sawzall, a cordless Sawzall with a metal cutting blade, I could actually go harvest the material downtown, cut the nails, and you cut the boards off through the nails, and just stack the boards neatly in the car and haul lots of pallet material home and use that. I need to build a storage shed, and I was thinking of using pallets for that. I was also thinking of using the pallet material to build the treehouse cabin with, and that way I can show how I can do it free. A small house design, not tiny house, but small house design as functional for a family. I feel is very important to be able to teach you guys how to do. That way you can go out and glean from a sustainable material that is out there and readily available for free. You just have to have the spot to be able to build it in. So, all right. Next question. Oh, Riley Stanley asks, how's hatching chickens, ducks, and geese naturally going? It's not. Right now it's not. Well, I have a goose that's just now sitting on the eggs and she's on there full time. That's about it, except I did notice a chicken on the eggs. I didn't know if she was laying an egg or she's actually trying to incubate those eggs. I didn't know if she was broody or not. I didn't test her yet. Ducks, it's a lost cause. I'm going to have to do like I did in the past. All my duck eggs I've ever hatched out, I did it in the incubator. And let's get to one more question. I really got to answer all these questions. I apologize for not getting here and answering you guys personally. On YouTube, like I said, the computer's been down, being reconfigured and stuff. Let's see. Oh, that was the last one on that contest video. Don't forget to watch the contest video. Leave a comment. And oh, Sarah Fracker just emailed me, and she replied, "My ducks have no interest in being mothers. Incubator the egg." She has the same problem I do. I replied to her email. She wrote originally, "I can't wait for the bunnies' eyes to open to ducklings this year." And I wrote her back, "Eyes are wide open today. I will upload a video soon. New thermostat arrived for incubator. I will install it today and place duck eggs in. My ducks are bad mothers." And her reply is, she just emailed me, "My ducks have no interest in being mothers. I incubate their eggs." I just said that. Sarah, we're like-minded. Thank you. I want to thank you guys for watching, tuning in. I hope I didn't drudge on with this video. I just really appreciate my viewers. Whether you subscribe or not, you just tune in to view what we're doing here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I want to thank you for peeking in and keep in touch. I like to hear from you guys once in a while, and especially some input on this, that, and the other thing on what I'm doing, the different activities. So, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen, here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I want to thank you for coming. Bye-bye.